Dr. Michael Greger, thank you so much for being with us today, taking the time. I know you're a busy man.
So happy to be here. Let's do this.
Thank you. A lot of what I do is kind of critiquing other people's food. And I thought my audience might get a bit of a kick out of someone else, like your good self, critiquing mine. Are you up for that?
Let's do this.
We'll see what I ate yesterday. So I need to share screen.
Was yesterday a typical day, or were you like, oh, Gregor's going to be looking at my food tomorrow?
No, I am a pretty good boy, to be honest. Well, I'll be honest with you, Dr. Greger. I'm not 100% whole foods plant-based. Being a strength and physique athlete, I feel like the exercise scientists seem to say that we need maybe a little more protein than is easily available from whole plant foods without your calories going a bit over. So I had in a couple of servings of a more processed protein food, but I like to go on the healthier end, not an Impossible Burger. But anyway, I'm hoping we'll get into that, and no doubt you'll turn me off a little bit, and my audience will be thrilled. So can you see my screen there?
Okay, I can. Let's check this out here.
Right, I was just going to show you the photos.
That sounds delicious. You're going to make me hungry. Look at this.
Look at that. So there's my
what do we got in there?
So that disgusting thing at the bottom right, I call it my death drink. And Gemma says, no, let's call it a life drink. But you have to.
I'm generally opposed to death drinks, but
it's more of a description of the taste. So I've got my turmeric, my black pepper, black cumin seed powder, ginger. I find this all very useful around drinking to keep me kind of pain-free.
Right. So far, so good. Yeah.
I've added in the pipali,
nice.
Because I've heard you talking about that, because that's in unique.
Oh, I'm impressed. It really must taste disgusting.
It is, yeah. The one thing I haven't got, the amla, is in the porridge, because that's too much. And I hide the amla in the porridge, because that's
okay. I mean, it sounds like it couldn't taste even worse, but yeah, amla's pretty nasty.
There. So, no, I just pressed.
Oh, what happened?
No, I haven't. I just.
I lost it. You got to bring it back up.
Let me share screen. I wanted to. I told you this would be a bit of a farce. I wanted to lose.
Oh, I see it.
I wanted to lose that and just talk through the ingredients better.
Now, wait a second. Were those chocolate chips? What were those little black things?
Right, so they were pure 100% chocolate. How do you stand on that? Because obviously that's not a whole food. And I know you say cocoa powder's better because you've had the saturates kind of taken out. But are they the really bad saturates? I've just got 10 grams.
Yeah, no, it's mostly stearic acid. Yeah, it's mostly stearic acid. This really has kind of a neutral effect. So those are unsweetened?
Okay. Yeah, but in the sweet porridge, I've got dates in there, like chopped dates.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't notice. Yeah, but you get obviously the polyphenols, the magnesium. Would you say that's a healthy addition?
No, you're right. Yeah, it's basically just some extra empty calories. The cocoa butter really doesn't raise your cholesterol much. So all right, sounds good.
So, but would you swerve that? And because obviously you're displacing healthier calories, which is what you're.
Yeah. Chocolate's one of the most calorie dense foods on the planet, right? So, even in a handful of those, you could, if you swap that out for cocoa powder, right, get the same polyphenols, then you could take those calories and do anything you wanted with them.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now I have got.
And it would taste just as delicious, right? Yeah. It's not like.
Yeah. No, totally.
Okay, so now what was all that other stuff in there?
Right. So
is that this? Okay.
Ground flax, ground chia for my omega-3.
Okay. I see. That's this first thing here?
Yeah, meal one. So we've got the oats. We've got some soya milk, which obviously is processed.
Okay. Well, that's unsweetened. That's good.
Yeah, unsweetened one.
Okay.
Protein powder, I know you're not a fan of.
Why regular oats instead of steel cut or oat groats?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you have an electric pressure cooker?
Yeah, we do now.
Like Instant Pot?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got to go grow. Have you ever tried just straight oat groats?
No.
Oh my God, you are going to love them.
Okay.
Not only are they way more healthier, you are not going to be able to go back.
Right.
They're amazing. Okay. Yeah. So that first thing I would do, absolutely. Right. So we want whole intact grains, not just whole grains, intact grains. And so, oat groats, oat groat is what, steel cut oats is an oat groat cut 2 or 3 times. So it's just a whole oat groat, 1 to 2 with water in Instant Pot, 25 minutes, done. And just, it's so much chewier and heartier and just delicious.
That does sound good.
And it's just a, prebiotic party for your microbiome.
that
you're not getting as much of when you're rolling your oats. So okay, yeah, try that. But so everything else so far is looking good.
So good. Right, you're gonna hate this. I've got protein powder in there.
Right. Why do you have protein powder?
I'm dieting currently, and according to exercise scientists, the consensus seems to be that I would need about 200 grams of protein per day to be optimal.
If you want consensus guidelines, then you go to National Academy of Sciences, which is the most prestigious scientific institution in the United States, as well as the World Health Organization, as well as EFSA, the European Food Safety Authority. So the three world's leading authorities in the Western world, all no additional protein requirement for exercise. But they're doing the science and they're saying there's no further benefit. Oh, well, okay. So
in terms of optimal protein, like muscle building or
how old are you?
I'll be 50 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. There is a small benefit in terms of muscle, in terms of at least lean body mass.
Were I not
how much protein are you hitting?
200 grams.
200 grams a day?
Yeah, because I'm about 200 pounds.
That's ridiculous.
I thought you might say that.
Ridiculous. I mean, the whole point. The anti-aging literature, it focuses on protein restriction, bringing protein down to recommended levels. Yeah, I don't think you're getting the benefit you're thinking you're getting.
Okay.
So for people over 65, there's zero benefit in terms of muscle performance, muscle strength, or muscle mass. Adding protein to one diet. Now, under age 65, you can eke out a small difference, but it's way less than I think people think. So last time I checked, there are 26 studies on randomized controlled studies on adding protein for lean body mass in younger adults. 25 out of 26, so 95% fail to show a statistically significant increase in lean body mass. Now, enough of those trend in the same in the right direction, though, that if you do a meta-analysis and you put all 26 together, you do see a 0.3 kilogram increase over 13 weeks with an extra 40 grams of protein, added to a resistance training program. So that's, I think, less, than most people think. And we're talking about changes in lean mass. Lean mass could just be water weight. It could be liver or kidney swelling because of all that extra protein. There's actually not a great correlation between changes in lean mass and the gold standard, which is muscle mass measured on MRI. For all the stats geeks out there, it's an R of 0.49, which is a pretty weak correlation. So you may not actually be getting that muscle mass anyway, but you're getting way. Now it's great. Now, at least if you're taking extra protein, at least you're doing a plant protein, not animal protein, but at high enough levels, it doesn't matter. You get the same bump in IGF-1, the cancer promoting growth hormone. For your health, I would decrease.
Okay.
You want to lose muscle fast? Get cancer. That'll suck your muscles away.
Well put.
Anyway, okay. Love the dates.
So that's my sweetener, that's got to be better.
Love the berries, fantastic.
Now, I was feeling, I often do mixed berries, but sometimes I'll do strawberries or blackberries or blueberries.
Great.
Whenever I do strawberries, I feel bad because I think, they're not as good as blackberries. But I heard recently you were saying about strawberries being
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
Me and you were in the exact same place. It's like, well, look, just based on, for the example, antioxidant content, blackberries 5 times more antioxidants per serving than strawberries, right? Wild blueberries also way up there, even though blackberries bump them, still beat them. And so it's like, well, you might, if you're going to put any berries and, you have access, you might as well go for the best. But, then we found about this ficedin stuff, which may act as a senolytic, which kills these so-called pro-inflammatory zombie cells in the body, which contribute to the aging process. And there's really only one concentrated source in the diet, and that's strawberries. So encourage people to eat fresh, frozen, or freeze-dried strawberries. So that's been a big change in my diet.
Interesting.
I actually go around with little packets of freeze-dried strawberry powder on the road, dump in whatever I'm doing. But I love your mixed berries. Look, each berry's got a little something different. Throw them all together. I'm all in favor. Do it. That's great. No, I'm really happy with that. Now, the flax seeds, are those ground flax seeds?
Oh, of course.
Good. Okay. Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah.
Now, chia, is that ground chia?
Ground, yeah.
All right. That's rare and that's excellent, right? Because same thing with flax seeds. You take them on ground, they're not going to do you much good. Okay, the cocoa, right? That's so the dark cocoa is alkalized, Dutch processed, and removes those wonderful flavonols. So I know you like that flavor. In very least, cut it half and half with natural, or go 100% natural.
Okay.
There was a recent. There's been some recent hubbub about some heavy metals in certain cocoa powders,
right?
And which is not a big deal for people that just eat cocoa or chocolate once in a while. But if you're doing something like I recommend, which is cocoa every day, like tablespoon of cocoa every day, then you really do want to worry about, you want to get low metal. And so there's been Consumer Reports just came out with one, and as well as a for-profit called Consumer Lab. They both have rankings. And so you can just get one on the low side in natural. I remember, this may not be something available in your area, but Target, which is like a big chain.
Yeah, we don't have those.
Yeah. So I know that had low metals, but you just got to go through the list, see what's available in your area, and get one with low, cadmium content. Okay. Amla, fantastic. That is hardcore. I don't think I could even have amla in my oatmeal.
Right. Well, there's so much of it, and it's so sweet. You don't know. Same as the Dole's flakes. I hide my Dole's.
I'm impressed. Okay, and I love that you're doing Dole's. That's amazing, right? We all need to get a good, particularly for pregnant women, need a good source of iodine, the best source of iodine, sea vegetables. And so if you're not doing a lot of, if you're not eating sushi and stuff like that, a super easy way to do it is just sprinkle some Dole's flakes on. See, again, I don't know if I could handle it in oatmeal. I usually put it on something a little more savory. I mean, it's pretty mild flavor, but still, woo. Anyway.
Oh, you don't notice it. You don't notice it, I swear.
Really? All right. Good. Yeah. Good for you. Go for it. That's amazing. Cinnamon, love it. Turmeric, again. Ooh, I don't want my oatmeal tasting like curry, but fantastic.
Oh no, so this is in that shot I showed you.
Oh, I see this in the shot. Oh, nasty. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so I'll show you my next. That was my lunch.
Oh, so
I've got tuna chickpea mayo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like a tuna kind of.
Oh, I love those little microgreens. Oh, it looks delicious. All right, let me go back to the ingredients.
So let's get that out of the way. So that's
I'm moving it on. Okay, sweet potato, awesome. One of the healthiest vegetables. A superfood, chickpeas, fantastic. Tomorrow we don't like the sodium. So
I did go for the low sodium. Oh, yeah, and something I've added in is the low salt with the potassium.
Yeah, the low sodium is compared to regular, but it is high. So bad. Even low sodium is high sodium. So
I'll stick to my low salt then.
So the potassium salt.
Yeah,
that's really the way to go.
I'll do that.
Fantastic. As long as your kidneys are doing okay. Fantastic. All right. So the silken tofu, was that just kind of chopped up in there? Is that part of the sauce? Or
so that makes the mayo type.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
With the cashew butter.
Yeah, you need something like that. Okay, sounds good. Cashew butter, that sounds good. Corn, onion, right? Red probably healthiest, but all good. Mixed greens, fantastic. And tomatoes, is that like a canned tomato product? Do you know if
these were fresh little heirloom, like orange and
fresh. Okay, never mind. Okay, we worry about salt in processed tomato products, but that sounds good. Spring onions, radishes, awesome. This looks great. And watercress. I mean, watercress is probably the healthiest cruciferous vegetable on the planet.
Yeah,
that and broccoli.
This actually was salad cress. We call them.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, that was the little microgreen looking things you saw.
Right.
I do eat watercress. I don't know. Is it young watercress or something?
I think it's young water.
That would make sense.
That would be my assumption, but we should check that out. I love it. Tahini, lemon juice. This looks delicious. I'm not worried about a teaspoon of maple syrup.
Oh, I was glad you said that.
Wow, yummy. Fresh. Oh, this is all fantastic. Actually, the only thing probably I would change about this, other than the tamari, is skipping the bananas.
Oh, tell me about that.
Did you see that? I don't know if you caught this webinar.
I know there's the banana berry debacle.
Right. But so it's the bear. So the study was actually done with cocoa on flavonoids.
Yes,
so all we really know
right.
is the banana cocoa, but we assume those same polyphenols found in berries and other things. So you have this pomegranate, one of the healthiest things on the planet, fantastic, packed with polyphenols, those bright anthocyanin pigments, and you are going to impair your absorption by what was it, like 37% or something, by adding bananas in there. So you're actually getting less nutrition by adding those bananas. Yeah. And so now, having said that, you could just add more pomegranate, keep the bananas, but I don't know that'd be the only
interesting. Okay.
I mean, if you like really love if you really love the taste of bananas, you can get freeze-dried bananas. The freeze-drying process kills that enzyme. And so then you get all the banana flavor, but without the active enzyme.
Wow, that's cool. And here was my dinner. It's meant to be like a stew, but you can't see much of the liquid. So it's got a lot of veggies, some tricolor quinoa. It's got a little white potato, which I know you're not such a huge fan of. But now how do I get that? Now it's in the way, and now I can't. How do I get rid of that? Oh, I can drag it. Get out of it.
Right. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Right, so meal free. So from the kale.
Oh, love the kale. Oh, broccoli. Oh, my cruciferous. We got the mushrooms. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. I'm going down this thing. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the only thing would be swapping white potatoes for sweet potatoes. Mm-hmm. And at the highest level will be purple sweet potatoes.
Yes.
But any kind of sweet potatoes would be better. Get more carotenoids, but you are eating such a healthy diet. Like, I'm really not.
That's good to know.
It doesn't, I don't care.
How would you, I mean, there's a bit of protein powder in there. How would you score me out?
Oh, I didn't see the protein powder.
For a bodybuilder.
Protein powder.
There's a little protein powder in the breakfast, and then I had another.
Oh, the breakfast. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd cut that.
Yeah. How would you score me out of 10 for a bodybuilder? Bodybuilders are usually notoriously very meat heavy and etc. How would you score me out of 10 for health, Dr. Greger, for a bodybuilder?
Well, so it would be the percentage of calories that you are eating that are composed of whole plant foods. Mm-hmm. So if you had 90% of your calories from whole plant foods, you get a 9.
That makes sense.
You get an 8.
I see what you've done there.
And so how much? But if you're eating 200 grams, well, you're not eating 200 grams of the powder. How much of the powder were you getting?
Maybe 50 grams in a day.
So 50 grams. So that's 200. That's 200 calories, right? So that's 10%. So you get a 9.
Yeah.
9 out of 10. Fantastic.
All right, I'll take that. I'm pretty pleased with that. I know you're in a rush all the time. Have you got time for a couple of questions at all?
Oh yeah. I got 10 minutes.
Okay, lovely. I'll stop sharing the screen then.
Oh, but it looks fantastic. I want to. I'm coming to the UK.
For Veg Fest.
Well, for both in January and in July. So you have to invite me over for one of those beautiful meals.
You'd be very welcome. You'd be very, very welcome. I'm not going to ask you about which are the healthier processed protein sources, because I know you're just going to tell me I don't need them. Oh, I did have a question about textured vegetable protein, which I was interested about. Do you know much about TVP?
Yeah.
No, it's where they get the soybean and they extract the oil, so you're left with all the good, the other good stuff. And so, would you say that's relatively healthy? Is that better than protein powder?
Better than protein powder, and actually reduces cholesterol levels.
Oh, wow!
Yeah. So
maybe I'll add more of that
in my cookbook, where basically both my cookbooks. I'm coming out with a third one next year. That's like the one processed thing I have is those soy curls, which is basically just TVP.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of the healthiest kind of meat substitute if you want some kind of meaty flavor or something. I mean, so if you're going to have like a pasta sauce, you want meat, putting some lentils in or something, that would be ideal. But beyond that, because it is, doesn't have saturated fat added, it doesn't have sodium added. Yeah, good stuff.
Now, I heard about TVP. Sometimes they add the caramel color. Is that meant to be carcinogenic? Do you know?
Oh, I got a video on caramel color. I would see if you can find some without it.
Yeah, they're certainly available. And the other thing I heard
it's so stupid. Like, they're just trying to make it look pretty. It's like, it's dumb.
I'd rather not have cancer. Thank you very much, and have it not look quite so pretty.
So so there's different caramel color. If I remember correctly, is kind of a catch-all term for a number of different chemicals. Some which are bad, but Europe has a pretty good system about food additives, better than we have here in the States. And so it's possible that the carcinogenic caramel colors are not available in the food supply there. But I'd have to check.
And I also heard about it can be processed with hexane, which is a kind of
I mean, so that's not great for the workers that need to deal with it, but there's no hexane left in the product at the end.
Right.
And so, I mean, so you can be like, well, I stand up for occupational safety, whatever, it's like some of the pesticide concerns. And most of the data on the adverse effects of pesticides are really the workers, the ones who are spraying it. And so very little of the pesticide actually makes it to the consumer at the end as a residue. And so people are like, well, then I don't care. And it's like, what, you don't care about the health of these poor agricultural workers who are picking all your stuff? It's like, it's like there's this real selfish thing. So from a completely selfish thing, like hexane doesn't matter because it doesn't make it actually to the product that you eat. And it's not a huge problem, but it is kind of dangerous to work with.
The workers, interesting. Now, I've heard some science suggesting that those eating slightly lower than recommended calories tend to possibly live longer, while strength and physique athletes, often we need to eat in caloric excess so long. Is there any way to offset the sort of negative there?
Well, so the primary benefits of the caloric restriction. So the biggest data we have from the calorie trial, which is the biggest, largest, longest study ever done, showing just a 12% drop in calories, have all sorts of benefits. But these were people who started out, quote unquote, normal weight, which in the United States is overweight. And so overweight people ate less calories and had all these benefits. Right? So we really don't have good data suggesting that you take people who are actually ideal body weight, cut their calories, and get any benefits. We don't have that data. All we have is the laboratory animal data that suggests that yes, even healthy weight animals cutting down calories have benefits, but most of that benefit is actually from the protein restriction, and most of the protein restriction benefit is from methionine restriction. The sulfur-containing amino acids, methionine and cysteine, found predominantly in animal proteins, but if you are eating massive amounts of protein, doesn't matter where you're getting it from. Too much is not good for you.
Okay, Dr. G, I get the message.
I mean, it would be interesting as an experiment. Like you stick to your same regimen, right? And just for a couple weeks, cut out the protein and see if you actually are losing power, losing, muscle mass. You can do circumference, bicep circumference, thigh circumference, really get a good sense because, your weight changes by all sorts of things. But I mean, do you actually have a difference? And I think you may be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give that a go. Now, the idea that plant-based protein is next to useless is based off of decades-old faulty PDCAS and DS animal studies. Modern studies in actual humans show there's no difference in the ability of vegans and non-vegans to grow muscle and build strength when the protein is matched.
It's efficient, right?
But my understanding is it's not quite as bioavailable, is it? The plant protein is the animal. I think there's not much in it. Do we have any hard data on what the actual?
Oh yeah, well no. So bioavailability of whole plant foods is lower because your body has to kind of. So we have the same bioavailability if you're talking about protein powders. So you're talking like pea protein, soy protein, whatever, versus, whey protein or whatever.
Yeah.
We have the same bioavailability, but you get about a 10% drop when you're actually eating peas or actually eating soybeans. Okay. You're actually not getting about 10% of that protein just because, you're pooping it out of the other end.
Yeah. So would that be the same for peas versus meat? Is meat protein more bioavailable than pea protein?
It is because it's not surrounded by fiber, right? Because there's no fiber. Yeah. Fiber is indigestible. And so, all the cell walls in plant foods is made of fiber, which is indigestible. So, I mean, no matter how well you chew, you're going to have intact cells going all the way through your body and hiding all that, stuff. Now, the fiber can be eaten by your good bacteria and release some of that nutrition, but it's still not 100%, which is like good for people who are overweight, right? And so like, you eat a handful of nuts and it says it has this many calories. It actually has like 80% of that calories because these little nut particles, just you flush them down the toilet. Yeah. I mean, you don't actually get them. So it's actually good for people who are extra heavy, but for people trying to maximize absorption, then, the nut and seed butters, you actually get all that nutrition, blending smoothies and sauces and things like that. Then you're ramping up that bioavailability.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. I believe you got your new book, How Not to Age, is coming out on the 5th of next month.
I cannot wait. Yeah. Just less than a week.
Wow. Exciting.
Less than a week, next Tuesday.
Where can people get their copies?
They should be able to get it everywhere. I think it's coming out in the UK, same time it's coming out in the US. They should be able to get it anywhere. I'm so excited. And as usual, I don't get a penny from any of my books. It's all donated directly to charity. I just want people to live longer, healthier lives.
You lovely, lovely man. Dr. Greger, thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you so much for everything you do to make this world a better place.
Oh, you too. Keep up the good work.
I will do. Thank you, Dr. Greger.
Bye.